Okay, two things, everyone. Firstly, Myles Lewis-Skelly has scored on his England debut, and it's the first goal in the Thomas Tuchel era as England manager. I mean, what a story. What a story of his season. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, and also I want to do a little bit of just like verbal analysis on that goal, right? Because I think there's something Mikel Arteta can learn from that. But the second thing I want to say is, if you're wondering why I'm recording this while the game's still going on, it's because I'm actually, sorry about the cough, it's because I'm actually about to head out. But I was able to catch some of the game after the AFTV live I did with Baz. And I was just like, oh, we got to talk about this. But what a moment. What a moment for Lewis-Skelly, the 18-year-old. He turned 18 during this season. That's how young he is. Yeah, it's not like he's turning 19 in a couple of weeks or whatever. Very young player. Hadn't even kicked a ball for Arsenal's first team last season. But in December, away at Crystal Palace, started left back, played really, really well. Since then has made that position his own, having really good performances against Morgan Rogers, right? One of the most direct and powerful players in the Premier League, where he completely shut him out, scoring against Man City, having a really good battle with Erling Haaland and some of the best attackers in the league. And like I said, making this Arsenal position his own to the point of impressing Thomas Tuchel, an elite manager, and winning a place in the England squad and in the England first 11. Now, when I looked at that England first 11 that went out against Albania, I looked at it and thought, yeah, no, Lewis-Skelly's not just getting, some, what would you call it, practice minutes, an opportunity for Tuchel to see a few players. He's starting there because Thomas Tuchel thinks this is the best version of an England team he can put out. You've got Dan Burn playing there absolutely on merit. You've got midfielder Bellingham with Rice, with Foden out wide, with Curtis Jones in there too, Harry Kane leading the line and captaining, and Lewis-Skelly's playing with these guys. And I just think it was already such a moment. I remember the footage of Lewis-Skelly's mum, so happy to see him coming on in the Champions League. I mean, that feels like nothing now. What, coming on in the Champions League? This guy's starting games and scoring for England. It's absolutely incredible what the 18-year-old's doing. Now, I should want to say, like I said before, excuse the cough. I said a minute or so ago that I want to actually do a little bit of verbal analysis on that goal, because with that goal Lewis-Skelly scores, he's scoring it as an overlapping fullback on the outside. It's something I don't think Arsenal do enough with their fullbacks. I think, we know that White or Timber at right back have the licence to bomb up and down the pitch more often than not on the overlaps, sometimes Timber underlaps. But the left back inverting often plays a very rigid position. You're basically at left back out of possession, or when we've got the ball, you're able to, tuck in and give Arsenal like an extra man in midfield. Excuse me, apologies, just ate. Sorry. So, Lewis-Skelly often moves into midfield, gets the ball really strong, tight areas, and keeps the ball, punching the ball forward, moving the ball forward, can drive into space sometimes. But what I really like about this goal, apart from the quality from Jude Bellingham, that's something to learn from, right? Because we're going to be facing that in a couple of weeks' time. But what I like about Lewis-Skelly in this moment is he's on the outside. Rashford, he's a wide forward. He's always going to have that tendency to want to move inside, get into more kind of central pockets. And always looking to sort of penetrate in behind and get into goal-scoring positions. But Lewis-Skelly will recognise, this will make him such an intelligent player. What I think is a big part of why Arteta's played him so much this season, not just because of his technical quality, but his tactical understanding too. His strength and maturity is there, but tactically he understands what is required of that role. And this is coming from a central midfield, right? He's not even a left back. But what he does, he just, this time, he hugs the touchline. But he's wider. He's the wider player. He's providing the width for England. Jude Bellingham with some brilliant twisting, turning, workspace for a pass. It's a lovely pass from Jude. And Lewis-Skelly reads it. And he makes that darty run in behind. And with his left foot, just opens it up and guides it through the keeper's legs. And England are 1-0 up. And as I'm talking, they could easily be 2-3 up. Imagine Lewis-Skelly might have a hat-trick. I don't even know about it. But what I really like about it as well is I think it's something Arsenal can really learn from. Just because you've got fullbacks of a certain profile, whether they invert, whether they are right backs, centre backs who can tuck inside, whatever it might be, why can we not ask them to do a little bit more? Just because they're maybe not Kieran Tierney, why can they not still play on the shoulder, play out wide, hug the touchline, and give us a different shape and build up at times? I think that's something we definitely, excuse me, and that's definitely something Arteta could be a little bit more flexible with. And Lewis-Skelly's just shown in that goal that he's got that. And that was really, really good to see. I know we've been a little bit more versatile with the use of Ben White as a fullback, but generally we're quite rigid in what we do in the left-back area. So that was good to see from Lewis-Skelly. I think Arteta can, certainly learn from. Look at Gvardiol. Gvardiol was signed as a centre-back for Man City, who we knew could play left-back. But again, I thought he might be tucking into a back three, maybe inverting into midfield because he's good on the ball. But no, he's become one of the most powerful, marauding up and down fullbacks, in that squad. Someone who's a real attacking threat. And why can you not have, a player like Lewis-Skelly being able to break the lines and actually get forward and actually be on the end of passes, as well as being the one who's meant to thread the ball forward to the attacking line. So, yeah, really interesting goal. Something Arsenal can certainly learn from there. Good to see. Congrats, Lewis-Skelly. And obviously, if more happens, we'll obviously talk about in this channel. That's what the Goonerverse 2 is all about, people. Instant reactions to things as they happen. We're just going to get it out on the channel and react very kind of raw and in the moment instantaneously like we have with this video here. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Send your love for Lewis-Skelly in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But Lewis-Skelly, fair play. The first goal of the Thomas Tuchel era. By the way, Thomas Tuchel is a great appointment for anyone questioning that. But yeah, Lewis-Skelly, fair play. He's living the dream. What a moment for him and his family and everyone who's been a part of his journey along the way. But it's all about him. Myles Lewis-Skelly, fair play to you, mate.